Good evening and welcome to the 2025 Humanities Washington Award ceremony. My name is Violeta Martin and I am the Director of Programs at Humanities Washington. I am delighted to be here with you tonight. We have a special program planned and we invited representatives from all over to participate in this statewide celebration. We're thrilled to have the Mayor of Vancouver, Anne McInerney Ogle, with us, as well as the Washington State Poet Laureate, Derek Sheffield. Thank you all for being here today. There are so many of us here, and I'd like to invite you all to say hi in the chat. Please tell us your name and where you're joining from tonight. I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. In a minute, you'll hear from our wonderful Executive Director, Julie Ziegler. But before I turn it over to her, I'd like to introduce the rest of our team. Tonight, I am joined by my wonderful colleagues. Wave, everyone. You'll notice their virtual backgrounds have our 50th anniversary logo in the corner, so we're easily identifiable. I'm also going to ask each of them to put their name and title in the chat. As they do that, I want to thank them for their work putting this event together. Special shout out to Jera Lego, Program Manager, for the beautiful slideshow you're going to enjoy later this evening, the virtual backgrounds that she sent out to all of the award recipients, and you can also see them visually distinguished in all of our boxes, our gallery view, and for so much of the behind-the-scenes work for this event. Thank you also to Rachel Jacobson, Development Manager, for managing this Zoom call. Joining us this evening are also many of our board members and members of our 50th anniversary planning committees. Together, they represent communities from all over our state. They've been instrumental in helping connect Humanities Washington and the programs we offer to their communities. And over the past year in particular, they've also dedicated much of their time to planning events and programs for our anniversary. That includes being part of the process of inviting others to submit nominations for the Humanities Washington Award and playing a key role in selecting the recipients. Thank you all for your work. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all of the people who submitted nominations. It was wonderful to read about all of the organizations and individuals doing amazing work and to get a behind the scenes look at the true depth of the impact that their work has had. Finally, thank you to each of the award recipients whose words and actions have made and continue to make significant impacts in your community. I am truly inspired. I'm going to turn it over now to Julie Ziegler, our Executive Director, to share more about Humanities Washington.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to, before I get started with my remarks, I'd like to acknowledge that our office here in Seattle, Washington, lies on the traditional land of the Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Duwamish tribe, who have stewarded this land for generations. We are grateful to them for this stewardship, past, present, future, since time immemorial, and really value our partnership with our Native organizations and peoples. I'm Julie Ziegler. I'm Executive Director of Humanities Washington, and I'd just like to welcome everyone. We are so thrilled to have our awardees beaming in from all across the state. You are our statewide mission in action, and I just want to reiterate Violeta's thanks for all that you do. Humanities Washington has been honored to serve the state for 50 years. 50 years. We've been tested many times politically, financially, socially, including in 2025, but we are stalwart in our commitment to bringing Washingtonians together to create spaces where they can share different perspectives, hear from other people, and bridge divides, ultimately creating stronger communities. So before we get started with tonight's program, here's a little bit of history for you. I see several familiar faces on this call, and you all could probably tell this history as well as I could. But just for maybe some of our newcomers and others who aren't quite as aware of our 50-year history, I have to give the history. After all, this is the humanities. So Humanities Washington was created by the National Endowment for the Humanities as part of a nationwide effort to ensure every American had access to thought-provoking, fact-based information so they could make informed choices on really important issues in their communities. The NEH founding legislation states democracy demands wisdom of its citizens. This is still true, perhaps more true than ever before. So we were incorporated in 1975 as Washington Commission for the Humanities, and until 1984, we were solely a grant-making organization. Since that time, we've funded thousands of wonderful projects, radio and television shows, film projects, conferences, lectures, discussions, exhibits, reading programs, One Community, One Book programs, author events, our beloved bedtime stories events, and so much more. In 1984, we introduced our first program, Inquiring Minds, which is now our Speakers Bureau. It is still a core program, and certainly many of you on the call here tonight have some connection to it. This was followed by a media center, traveling exhibits, and Mother Read, Father Read, a precursor of our current primetime family reading program, just to name a few. In 2003, we changed our name to Humanities Washington. Recent milestones include working with the Washington State Arts Commission to petition the state legislature for creation of a state poet laureate program. We got this in 2008. We introduced our primetime reading program in 2013. And our popular Think and Drink programs were happening all around the state in the mid-2010s. Some of you fondly remember those. We established WA Cultures, our state folk and traditional arts program, also in partnership with the Arts Commission in 2017. During COVID, we distributed millions of dollars in federal relief aid to the cultural sector during the pandemic. And in 2024, we launched our most recent program, our Fellows program, designed to give support to early career scholars, culture bearers, humanists who want to make a career, perhaps outside of academia, and do more public humanities work. So there is a Humanities Council in every state. We were created as 501c3s, not state agencies or commissions, because the work we do needs to be nonpartisan. It needs to be balanced. It needs to accurately reflect the unique cultures of each state and each of our local communities within Washington state. We can't be afraid to ask hard questions and hear challenging responses. And we should also dedicate time to celebrate, which is what we are doing here today. This last year's been a tough one for Humanities Washington. DOJ canceled our longstanding operating grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities. This is money that was intended for Washington State for your benefit. We really appreciate everyone's phone calls and advocacy to members of Congress. Keep it up. They need to hear that this is a priority, and we haven't given up hope that this funding could return in some form. So thank you for all you have done. I also want to acknowledge the donors who have stepped forward during this important time. People from all over the state who are committed to ensuring free, broad access to our programs. People have maintained or increased their gifts to Humanities Washington. Some have committed to giving monthly. Others have joined the cause for the first time with gifts ranging from $5 to $500 or more. We are grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you. One of those leaders is the Frank family, who provided additional funding this year so we could honor 50 people and organizations. W.D. Frank is on the call tonight. Thank you, W.D., for your families and your support of this important effort. So, 50 years. Despite challenges, we've managed to mark this important milestone with some special projects and events. First, we had cake. Our board sang happy birthday, and we were just thrilled to be able to say we were here, we were moving forward, and have this milestone to celebrate. Also, in honor of our 50th year, we wanted to give 20 Washington Stories Fund grants totaling $100,000 to worthy organizations across the state. I'll pause here for a second so you can see the recipients. This too was made possible with a generous gift from a family, the Hale family, in the name of their late mother, Lenore, who wanted everyone to have the opportunity to tell their own story. And to finish off our 50th year in an incredibly meaningful way, we are giving 50 Humanities Washington Awards to recipients and recognize 50 years of serving the state. We also want to set the stage for 50 more years of terrific humanities work. And I think what you all will see here tonight is a wonderful blend of people who have been working for years in the humanities, and we have so much to thank about thank them for with the cultural tapestry of our state. And we see a lot. We will also meet some new up and coming folks who are new and emerging leaders in the humanities space. And we're just thrilled that each and every one of you could be here with us tonight. The first Humanities Washington Award was given in 1995, honoring Ron Chu, longtime executive director of the Wing Luke Asia Museum. You'll see a link in the chat that takes you to a list of past honorees, some really very, very interesting people. We expanded the awards to 2 awards in the early 2010s, but in honor of our 50th, we wanted to go big. 50 people and organizations who are the past, present, and future of the humanities. The Humanities Washington Award is given in honor of Heather and Herb Frank of Yakima, who were dedicated supporters of the humanities during their lifetimes. Heather served on our board and was an enthusiastic advocate for us. I'd like to thank again WD and Bunker Frank, family representatives who have supported these awards and been terrific sounding boards and supporters for many years. Thank you so much. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to our MC, Violetta, and we can get on with this wonderful celebration. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thanks so much, Julie. Let's get started on announcing each award recipient. For this award, we divided the state into 5 distinct regions as well as a statewide region, so 6 total. We've invited individuals representing each of these regions to help us congratulate each Humanities Washington Award recipient. After recipients in each region, so we'll be listing them. So after recipients in each region have been named, we're going to have a chance to celebrate them all at once. And you'll see what I mean when we get to that slide, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. So first, we'll kick things off in Central Washington. Please allow me to introduce Humanities Washington board member Freya Liggett from Moses Lake.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm just going to read these through as one list, correct? All right. So our first for Central Washington is John Ball, Craig and Barbara Smith Gilbert, Annie Poinier, Yesenia Hunter, Anna King, the Methau Conservancy, Sandy Perez Zarate, Carolyn and Glenn Schmeckel, Meg Vallejos McCoy, and Cindy Williams Gutierrez.
Congratulations to all of the recipients in Central Washington. Feel free, yes, I see lots of emojis coming up, hearts, claps, all the congratulations. Excellent. All right. So next, representing the Southwest region of our state, please welcome Mayor of Vancouver, Anne McInerney Ogle.
Congratulations, everyone. Andre Bouchard, Abby Breathwaite, the Columbia Pacific Heritage Museum, Tana Ingdahl, Christopher Luna, Allison McCartan, Linda Reed, Sam Robinson, Donna Sinclair. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, I invite everyone to celebrate once again. Congratulations to all of the Southwest Washington recipients. I love watching my screen fill up with emojis and comments. Um, all right, we're going to pause reading award recipient names briefly to hear from a previous Humanities Washington Award recipient. In 2023, Lata Sambamurti received the Humanities Washington Award in recognition of her work as an artist, festival organizer, fundraiser, mentor, leader, among many other roles. Lata has served on WAC Culture's advisory committee since its inception, and her expertise has helped us connect to South Asian artists and other opportunities all across the state. Please welcome Lata.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Julie Ziegler, all board members of Humanities Washington, staff members of Humanities Washington, and our Thomas Grant Richardson of War Cultures, our Washington State Poet Laureate, community leaders, Mayor of Vancouver, all award winners and attendees. We just turned 50. And it's National Arts and Humanities Month. Recognition is the golden key, unlocking the treasure chest of human potential. What a great way to celebrate this special occasion, honoring 50 people and organizations across the state with this prestigious Humanities Washington Award. Humanities Washington Award recognizes outstanding contributions to the public humanities, people, and organizations who have connected their communities, who have contributed to the communities, and who have made a great impact in their communities. Usually, 2 awards are given each year, and I'm one of the 2 recipients of this award in 2023. Thank you, Humanities Washington, for recognizing my work and service to the community. Congratulations to all the honorees of this year. We are grateful for all you do for the humanities. Congratulations on receiving such a well-deserved award for all your hard work and dedication. This award is a great motivation to serve the community through all the unique, creative, remarkable contributions and building a strong future full of hope and peace. Thank you all and wishing you all the best for all your contributions and for all your continued service and success. Keep shining. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lata. Now, let's go over to Eastern Washington. Please help me welcome Humanities Washington board member and assistant professor at Washington State University, Ryan Booth.
Hi, it's my pleasure to do this. Leroy Ashby, Terry Buffington, Donna Doubt Ledford, Faves News, Friends of Liberty Lake Municipal Library, Charles Lassiter, Rachel Lowe, the Nigerian American Association of the Inland Northwest, Sharma Shields, the Spectrum Center Spokane,
Congratulations. All right, I'm seeing the emojis die down a tiny bit. Love seeing all of the excitement and enthusiasm. Well deserved. All right. Joining us from Bellingham and representing the Northwest and Islands regions of our state, please help me welcome Humanities Washington board member and associate professor at Western Washington University, excuse me, Mark Mayake.
Thank you, and congratulations to all of our awardees. Deborah Danae Rice, Empty Bowl Press, Jeff Jewell, Kate Reevy, Salish Current, and Rosalie Walls.
Thank you, and congratulations to everyone in the Northwest region of our state. I don't want to cut the congratulations short, so I'll give it another few seconds. All right, let's take another short break to hear from former recipients, Kenny and Marlene Al-Hadaf. In 2019, the Al-Hadafs received the award in recognition of their philanthropy and other types of support for Humanities Washington. Kenny has served on our board and supported events and programs such as bedtime stories. For a time, the Al-Hadafs were also our landlords. Their work to support musical theater, the arts, and the humanities expanded beyond just the Seattle area to encompass much wider areas, including, larger parts of our state and the whole country. Unfortunately, the Al-Hadafs, I'm so sorry, were not able to join us this evening, but they sent a short video to share with everyone. So without further ado, let's hear from Kenny and Marlene Al-Hadaf.
Well, it's the 50th anniversary of Humanities Washington, and we're here to congratulate the 50 recipients that are bringing civility and empathy and understanding to us. And it's hard to believe, but Kenny and I were recipients way back when Mother Reed, Father Reed was in existence. And it changed our lives, as you do. So we want to congratulate you and thank you. What do you have to say?
I have to say that you said a pretty good job, but I would also add that Washington Humanities and the humanities teach us how to be human, feel what it is, the creativity of our mind and our soul, our pursuit of trying to find a collective energy for a better world. And it's true, Mother Reed, Father Reed started it for us, a literacy program that started for folks in prison so they could read to their children, and they could, and it was magic. Thank you for all that all of you do, and for the folks who work for Washington Humanities. We couldn't be going towards the light without you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again to the Al-Hadafs. All right, let's move on to celebrating some more Humanities Washington Award recipients. Now let's move over to Central Puget Sound region. The Central Puget Sound Region Award recipients will be read by Humanities Washington board member and founder of Deepti Designs Incorporated, Deepti Agrawal.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be doing this. Felix Benel, Michelle Keo, Shin Yi Pai, The Rhapsody Project, Anu Taranath, Janet Wong, Cascadia Poetics Lab. Congratulations to all the awardees.
Congratulations, everyone. In our final category, are organizations and individuals whose impact has been statewide. Here to read their names is WA Culture's Director, Thomas Grant Richardson.
We're doing some real movie magic, Deepti and I, sitting next to each other in Deepti's studio. We're really multi-talented. For the statewide recipients, Manny Kawaling, Kevin Kraft, Beth Harrington, Lisa Kranzeller, Michaela Croyne, Kate Laughlin, the Washington State Historical Society, and Tees Wintz neighbor. Congratulations, everyone. Well deserved.
Thank you, Thomas, and thank you, everyone. Those are the 50 recipients of the Humanities Washington Award. And before we move on, I know we've been pausing after each region, but I just want to give one collective thank you to the award recipients, to their strong supporters and nominators, to their communities for highlighting and participating in this work, and for, the work that everybody does to engage in the humanities, to connect with one another, to just make Washington such a wonderful place to live in. Thank you all. What an impact you have all made. And thinking about all the ways in which you've accomplished this, we wanted to invite a special guest whose own work highlights the humanities and communities all over our state. I'm very pleased to begin the close of our evening with words from someone from my hometown. Hailing from the Wenatchee Valley and joining us from the road is 2025 to 2027 Washington State Poet Laureate Derek Sheffield.
So we are running ahead of schedule, and it is possible that Derek has not yet joined the call. I've texted him, Violetta, so hopefully he'll join soon. Perhaps we could open it up if anyone wanted to express their congratulations or sentiments to others who are on the call. I think that would be lovely.
Yes, that's a great idea. I've seen so many wonderful comments in the chat. Feel free to reiterate any of those. If you've typed a comment in the chat and want to say it out loud, now is a great time. And anyone else who would like to say some words, please. We'd love to hear from you.
I love the hellos going back and forth across the state, too. This is the way it always is on the Humanities Washington call. We're a small and mighty, tight-knit community, but good people know good people, so this is fun.
I wonder if people are feeling shy to come off mute.
Hi, this is Sue Hamblett and Lola. We're from the Friends of the Library in Liberty Lake, Washington. And we're ever so grateful for the opportunity to have the grant. It does help a lot of people because we do want the freedom to read and the opportunities that having the finances to give a lot of people an opportunity because we serve our library serves over about 64,000 people a year, and at least 200 people come through the door, and being able to give them the opportunity to have educational experiences outside of the classroom is a real plus. So we're ever so grateful for that. Thank you.
Hello.
Go.
Hi. Did someone want to say something else? Thank you, Lola.
This is Peg Blue from Yakima, Washington, and Daryl, my husband, and I nominated John Ball, who was so deserved for this award. But I was on the board a few years back, and we really strongly support the humanities and will continue in the future. So thanks for all the good work that you do.
Hi there. If I can jump in, it's Craig Seashells from Winthrop, Washington, Library Friends. We're here hosting both Glenn and Carolyn Schmeckel and the Mattel Conservancy. And we just have a question we hoped you might clarify some of the criteria that you used for selecting and how that process went, because many of us are curious about it. Thanks.
Absolutely. So we started this 50th anniversary year by convening different regional advisory committees that helped us brainstorm some of the activities we would want to do. And while we weren't able to deliver on all of those because of the unpredictable 2025 that we had, this was one project that we felt strongly needed to move forward. So we used those same advisory committees to help us source nominations. So we asked people to nominate folks in their community in a wide variety of categories. And from there, those applications were evaluated. In several instances, it was a very tough choice, so many terrific applications. But I think I can sum up the committee's experience in a few words, and it's when you know, you know. There's just some applications that rise to the top, and certainly we were looking at, in lifetime achievement, a track record of accomplishments in the humanities, a history of helping others to experience the humanities and learn about them and bring them to their communities. So each category was slightly different, but I'd say the one thing that crosses across all categories and all nominees is that you could tell in their application or their nomination form that there was just really something special, that the community is forever changed because of their contributions. So yeah, that's how we chose.
Thank you for the question, Craig. And I also just wanted to highlight your library. The Friends of Winthrop Community Library is hosting a celebration in their community. They invited, as you mentioned, Craig, the recipients from their community and members of the community to watch together. And I love that you're all here today. So thank you so much for joining us from Winthrop, from all over Washington State. I know that Derek is here, but I just wanted to, if there was anyone else who wanted to make a comment, wanted to invite you to do that now, and then we will turn it over to our State Poet Laureate. Barbara, I see your hand.
Hi, I just wanted to jump in and say what a wonderful presentation, and congratulations on managing to do all you're doing in the 50th anniversary year in the midst of all the horrendous things that have been happening with the NEH. I am honored to have been connected with Humanities Washington for 30 of those 50 years through various things, grants, a couple of terms on the What Was Inquiring Mind, now the Speakers Bureau, and most recently connected with a Washington Stories Fund grant through Key City Public Theater. So hooray, congratulations. Happy birthday. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Sam, I see your hand too. Or sorry, Samuel.
No problem. Well, hi, I'm Conaway Schlotza. Well, I want to thank Washington Humanities for the wonderful work that you do and all the recipients, you know. But one thing I really want to say is that it made my heart feel really good that you acknowledged the being on the lands of the Duwamish as they struggle like we do. Hi, I'm Aussie.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing those comments. I really appreciate it. And now, without further ado, I will turn it over to our Washington State Poet Laureate, Derek Sheffield, to share some poetry with us and some light as we start to close our program. Welcome, Derek.
Hey, thank you so much, Violetta. It is a pleasure to be here with you all. Congratulations to all the awardees. I maybe join you in feeling so grateful for Humanities Washington to be associated with this vital organization now more than ever. I am delighted to see that one of the awardees is my friend Holly Hughes. And you know, I had a poem planned to share with you to end tonight's ceremony, but you know, I think Holly's poem from Cascadia Field Guide actually is perfect. So I'd love to read this poem of Holly's to you, if I may, and just invite you to think about this gorgeous poem that we were so excited to come across, Liz Bradfield and C. Marie Furman and I, when we were working on making Cascadia Field Guide. This is her poem called Hold Fast. And I invite you to think about this poem in terms of the work that the humanities does, that Humanities Washington does, particularly in the current climate. Hold fast. Last week of August, too soon for falling leaves, fog that rises at dawn, ghosts up the beach, geese lining up in their ragtag V. Beyond the sandstone ledge carved like a torso by the waves, beyond purple sea stars inching toward tide pools, ribbons of bull kelp drift with the tide, ebb and flow, anchored to the sea floor by a half-inch barnacle called a holdfast. It knows the principle of hunkering down, riding out the storm, staying put. All winter, beneath the sea's relentless chop, it holds fast, gives over to each storm, flows with each rising tide. All winter, it lets go what it can, holds fast to the rest. That's what we'll do come November. Hold fast to what sustains our friends, a steaming bowl of soup, this beach. So, I don't know, leave it to a nature poem to read a poem about a plant in celebration of the humanities. But yeah, I hope you enjoy that as much as I do, and maybe feel how it speaks to where we are right now. And I gotta say too, I was thinking about just the storms that have been hitting today and yesterday, and all the flooding that's happening, power outages here and there. So we're holding fast with Holly and her poem, and I think that's what I appreciate so much about the humanities, about about poems, the arts and music, and the way that community is central to it, and the way that we help each other, and where our why is always present. It's in everything that we do and we share together. So Julie, Violetta, and everybody, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of the celebration tonight. Again, congratulations to all the awardees. And yeah, let's hold fast.
Well said, Derek. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Derek. How do you follow the state poet laureate, right? All I can say is that there's more where that came from. On the screen, you can see how to stay in touch with us if you're not already on our mailing list. You can sign up by going to our website, www.humanities.org. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see there's a screenshot there. You can add your email address and get added to our listserv. We send out approximately one email per month highlighting our upcoming programs, events that Derek Sheffield will be speaking at, as well as our current roster of Speakers Bureau presenters, any other live events that are happening, and just opportunities that arise. So stay in touch with us via our e-news. You can also follow us on social media platforms. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, LinkedIn, and this recording and other recordings are also available on our YouTube channel. So once this event is over, we'll post it there and on our website. You'll be able to find the recording of this this event tonight if you'd like to share it with anyone who wasn't able to be here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us this evening to honor the 50 recipients of the 2025 Humanities Washington Award. Good night, everybody.
Bye. Good night.